This weekend, I found myself surprisingly sitting with thousands of gamers at a Gamecom. And what I've learned is not just the new features of a game, but the UX design principles that I'm dealing with every day will reflected on those game design as well. So in this video, I'm going to share 4 things that I've learned from the game Path of Exile 2. And for the context, there is a Gamecom named ExileCon happened this weekend in Auckland, and there are thousands of gamers came from all over the world to Auckland to join that conference. And for me, I haven't played that game before just because I'm invited by a friend. But sitting with those gamers and checking and discussing those new features, especially the new game Path of Exile 2, get me some peek or like some reflection about those UX design principles. So let's start with the first one, cognitive load. So I think, when we are learning something so complicated like a new game, there are always a lot of mental effort to take for getting familiar with the new features or understand the items, everything. So in this game, the first version or the first game, all the items was listed on the item box. It's not that clear. There are quite a mixed style with different directions and different positions of the same similar items. And in the second game, they updated all the style and looking of those items. For example, all the shields will face the same direction in that dialog, in that box. So when a gamer just take a glance, and he or she will know, okay, this is the shield that I'm holding, and there are 4 shields in my box. So it's quite clear, and it's helpful for reduce the cognitive load. This is one major principles that every designer need to consider when deliver a new feature for the customers. Cognitive load. So the second thing is how you might able to reduce the friction. And I noticed something quite interesting from the game new feature is that when a gamer exploring a new environment, so everything is new, everything is unknown, and for example, if you find yourself located in a temple, mysterious temple, and you don't know the background, the context, and it's weird that you just read it out loud, right? Find a notice board or something pop up, and it could be a distraction for your game experience. And the developers, they find a new way to introduce a portal and an NPC, for example, a bounty hunter, and you can summon that bounty hunter come to the scenario with the portal, and this bounty hunter will explain, oh, this is the place I've been here before, and there are monsters, and just because of some, he or she can explain the scenario for you. And as a gamer, the story will not be distracted, and you can still in that mode without distraction. And similarly, when we design a new feature, don't interrupt customers' task or customers' flow is one of the major principles that we'll consider. And for example, if you use a pop-up or use a call-out box, it could be good to deliver the message, but it will interrupt customers' actions, and he or she might just drop off or just don't feel very good about being distracted. Second thing, reducing friction. And the third thing is something subtle. So while I'm sitting in that keynote session and the developers, they announce some new features, something like, oh, in this part, you can pet the dog. And everyone just applauds, just crazily cheered. And they introduce, in this part, you can roll to avoid attack from the enemy, and everyone just applauds. And for me, I don't know. I have no context, and also because I'm not a gamer of that game of Path of Exile, so I don't know why it's important. And clearly, the gamers have some demand or have some request, and clearly, the developers, they listened, they know what their customer need, and then they deliver those things customer demands, which is another principle, that knowing and listening to your customers, that's super important, no matter if you design a product, app, or website, or a game. And the last but not the least is about storytelling. So again, this kind of game is super complicated. There are many new features, new story, new characters, and new ways of playing. So it's super complicated. Maybe not for those gamers, but for me, it's so important, so complicated. And I can't understand if I just read it. Okay, read the story, yeah, or just check some photos or pictures. I cannot understand. But there was a section about the demo. So the gamer or the developer, they play the game, and one guy just sit beside him and introduced, this is a new feature, and now this is a new monster, and this is a new weapon. Yeah, things like that. And even I don't have any context, I can understand, I can enjoy it. And this is because the power of story, and story is the ultimate medium for delivering information. So but what could be the best format for deliver the story? The demo or the prototype. When we design something, and prototype or demo is the most powerful feature or most powerful tool that you can use to convince customer. This is how you can use for improve your or to get what you need. And this is not new. This concept is not. We can trace it back to 1968 when Douglas Engelbart, he did the showcase of the of how human and computer can interact and can collaborate together in 1968, which called the mother of all the demos. So he did a demo, and that set up the foundation of how you introduce a new feature in tech industry. And after that, everyone, Apple, Google, they use the same format for every year to introduce their new feature or new product. Right, so here are the 4 things that I've learned. Cognitive load, remove the friction, listen and knowing your customers, and also storytelling from this game, Path of Exile 2. And I might going to play with it. Maybe, I don't know if I have time. But again, check those games. You can learn a lot of things about design as well. Thanks for watching. Hope you like it. I will see you in the next video. Bye.